Hey, my name's Jenny. I started the online course at sort of the beginning of the pandemic, so I've been going through it. I guess my question is, when memories flip and change, sometimes they change to something that seems very outrageous in a way, in the sense of like I'm deluding myself. Like I'll give you an example. Working on money related things, I had an issue where when I was, long ago, I was in my early 30s and I had a 401k, and I've thought a million times how much that 401k would be now if I had left it alone, but instead I got into it and I ended up using all the money over time. So when I was working with it, what came up was it flipped to that I didn't go into the 401k, and that 401k was now hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's how the memory flipped, kind of on its own. I didn't plan that, and on one hand, it's really cool, to have a different memory about it. But on the other hand, I feel like I'm kidding myself because that didn't happen, and I don't have it, Mm-hmm. And I guess my question has to do with, and I had some other things happen similarly that almost I feel like I'm living a parallel alternate reality of what really happened versus how I'm thinking of some of these things now if they come up. And I guess I'm wondering, is that normal and is that okay? Or should I remind myself, what really happened? Does that make sense?
So you have to understand how memories work. Memories in your brain are designed to replay in your life. All right. Mm-hmm. So in your past, you have a memory of you losing everything. You got in there and you spent it all and it's all gone. So when you go to your memory and your brain flips it to where you kept it, that's what your brain will reuse on you in the future. You're trying to maintain the past with what really happened. And if you maintain the past of what really happened, you're going to get that again. That means you're going to lose, you're going to get into it, you're going to blow it all. Once you change the memory, you're not changing what originally happened. You're changing what your brain will give to you again. So what you were doing is you were cursing yourself for being so stupid to get into money and blew it all. So you fix that. And then what your brain now will do is that now you'll be smart, you'll let your money grow, and you'll have more. That's what it means. Mm-hmm. Just remember, when you go to memories, if you go to a memory and it's of a movie of something horrible that happened, your brain will manifest that horribleness in your life, even though it's a movie and it never really happened, but you watched it on TV, it becomes your reality. So the most important thing is to understand what you hold in mind, you're going to get again in time. Mm-hmm. So ask yourself, is this what I'd rather have in my future? Or would I rather have what I have now, which is nothing?
Uh-huh. Okay. So even if it changes to something that opposite like that, which I think I know the answer because I've seen you work with so many people where you take an abusive situation and it ends up being smiling. Right. So in this case, it's just the similar, but with this particular account flips from gone to growing, kind of the same dynamic, just with a different scenario.
Well, look, you've been practicing the same losing your money, getting your money, not having money for a long time. If you leave those memories inside you, you're going to continue the same crazy process, still feeling the same miserableness. So what you did is you went to a memory, you rewrote it. The brain actually flipped it and said, okay, we've got our lesson. Now we're going to keep our money and we're going to let our money grow. That didn't mean that now all of a sudden you go to your account and you find money in there. That doesn't mean that, as you well know logically. But what it does tell your brain to do is that now we're going to be smart. Now we're going to let our money grow. That's all it means. Remember, the things in your head are not factual. I mean, you have some memories that aren't even yours that someone told you and they're your reality, but they're not actually really real, but you make it real from within you. So just remember, if you change the memory, you don't change what originally happened. You change what your brain's going to give to you again. So ask yourself, do I want this again? What your brain changed it to? If that's a yes, leave it alone. Practice it.
And does it change then because your intent is, okay, it's changed and I'm going to go with this one now, even though the other one still lives in there somewhere, but is it your intent, or what is it that has that new one take over?
Okay, let's be smart, okay? Memory happened. You change this memory to where it's what you want. All right? So logically, you know it happened, but internally and emotionally, this one here feels more real and true. Which will your mind give you again in the future?
The one that feels more real and true.
That has more real, more truth. Now, what you want to do is make sure that you cannot find the original one, nor do you generate and recreate, because this is the sign of emotional stupidity. You tap on your memory, you change it, turn it into positive, and it feels really good. And you go, wow, I wonder what that bad memory was like. And you actually go back and recreate that. Now, remember, memories are designed for one purpose, and that is to replicate from what you hold within, to operate from what you hold within. So you've got to change the memory, replay the memory, never try to dig up the other memory, never, because again, that's called emotional stupidity. You're training your brain to operate. 5 times 5 is 25. That's all. So when you go change your memories, if your brain automatically shifts it, it's got the lesson, and then replay what you want. Keep what's good, make what's good, hold what's good, and release everything that isn't good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This is so paramount in memory reconsolidation and updating your memories.
Cool.
Because you know, logically, yes, you did do that.
Mm-hmm.
You did waste your money away. But is that something you'd like to repeat? That's a no, right?
Right. That's a no, right. Yeah, that's cool. Okay. That's a really good explanation.